What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about internet marketing specifically for water damage leads. Guys, in this video, we're going to break down everything from pay-per-call to pay-per-click, Google AdWords, SEO, everything internet marketing. Basically, if you own a restoration company and you want to get more water damage leads specifically from the internet, you do not want to miss this video. Let's go. All right, guys, so as we get started, go ahead and do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button, drop a comment, and let me know where you're watching the video from, okay? So let's go ahead and dive right on into this. Internet marketing for water damage leads. What are we gonna cover in this video? We're gonna break down the various options that you can get leads for water damage. Like, what are they? It's gonna be pay-per-call, pay-per-click, SEO, maps marketing. We're gonna be looking at the pros of each one, the cons of each one, and then I'll also tell you, did we use them at my company, yes or no? And at the end of the video, I will even let you know exactly what we would do today if we were starting all over from scratch, okay? So let's first start talking about pay-per-call. What is pay-per-call? Well, pay-per-call is gonna be what you see right over here in this number 2 section for Google Ads. Well, actually, I take that back. Pay-per-call can actually be in section 1 and 2, and here's the reason why. Pay-per-call is sold as a direct phone call, okay? It's a direct phone call that's sent to you. That's why they call it pay-per-call. It gets a little confusing because pay-per-call as an acronym is PPC. Well, guess what? Pay-per-click, pay-per-call, they're both PPC, so it gets a little hairy. That's the reason I want to break it down. Pay-per-call is just what it sounds like. You're paying for a phone call. They're selling you a direct phone call, okay? This is done as a pay-per-lead. You've heard of pay-per-lead before, but this is specifically pay-per-lead as a phone call. This is where it gets complicated for a lot of you guys because a lot of people use terms interchangeably, okay? They're like, is it pay-per-call or pay-per-lead? If you're paying for a phone call, that's a lead, but it's specifically a phone call. You can be paying for a lead, and the lead could be digital form or it could be a phone call. So just know that a pay-per-call is you're paying for a live phone call and you're paying for that lead, okay? These are exclusive leads. I hear a lot of people say, but yeah, are they exclusive leads? Well, bro, how are they gonna send you a phone call? Is it a 3-way with another restoration company? I mean, seriously, if they're calling you, that's an exclusive lead. Pay-per-call is always an exclusive lead. A good example of one that wouldn't be exclusive might be like Home Advisor or something like that when they are texting you some information for a customer, okay? Because they can blast that information to 3 or 4 contractors. But that's not what this is. This is pay per call. On a pay-per-call, you're getting a live phone call. Yes, they are exclusive. How could they not be? Examples of this are gonna be 33-mile radius. That would be down here in the Google Ads or Google Guaranteed, okay? Pay-per-call is going to be Google Ads. Well, I say Google Ads, not technically that. These are Google Ads, but pay-per-call companies run their own Google Ads, okay? Pay-per-call companies run their own Google Ads. So in this example I've got here for water damage ASD, this is probably a company here. If it said like 1-800-LOCAL PROS or something like that, that's probably gonna be a pay-per-call site like 33-mile radius, okay? But just letting you know where do they land on the map. Google Guaranteed is gonna be right up here in number 1, and then your ads from your pay-per-call stuff like 33-mile radius, they will be located right here. It is common that you will have multiple ads, usually 2, maybe even 3. In this situation, as I grabbed this screenshot today, they only had 1. It is kind of rare that they'd only have 1. It may be that nobody else is running ads there today. I don't know, okay? But just to let you know, that's where they are. Now, here's a little distinction. Google Guaranteed. Google Guaranteed is also similar in that you sign up for the service, okay? And they're gonna sell you a direct phone call. That's the reason why I put them as a pay-per-call, because you get connected directly with a phone call. There may be situations where they may be submitting forms now. Google may change some things up, but for the most part, Google Guaranteed is considered to be a traditional pay-per-call thing, okay? Now, why do they do Google Guaranteed up there like that? I'll be honest with you. Hey, I have a question for you. How would you like to fly to Nashville and let me train you directly for 2 days? Guys, we're having our water damage boot camp event this year, and we're opening it up to the public, and I would like for you to come as well. Guys, in this 2-day event, I'm gonna be teaching you the best things that I've learned launching and running my own restoration company. Guys, this is a freaking awesome event, and I know that you will love it. You can go to waterdamagebootcamp.com and learn more about it. Once you go to Water Damage Bootcamp, I'll share my screen, and it takes you to this page right here. You can scroll all all around and read all the event details, including the dates that are going to be available. You click right here to grab your spot, and it'll just scroll down, and eventually you'll have something where you can go pick your dates. This form will enter up, and you'll just go from there. Guys, the Water Damage Bootcamp is a wonderful event. It is transformational. I promise you this. If you want to grow a restoration company, if you have a restoration company, I have zero doubt you will make far more profit as a result of going to this. Go to waterdamagebootcamp.com. Thank you so much for your support. I love you guys. Hopefully I'll see you in Nashville. Now, let's get back to the video. Why do they do Google Guaranteed up there like that? I'll be honest with you. Most of us contractors are freaking cavemen. We're not digital marketing experts, okay? Have you ever tried to set up a Google ad? Like, seriously, it's freaking chaos, dude. It's like you open that thing up and it's a panel of whatever. I can't even run that stuff. So it's just very complicated. That's why we typically hire marketing agencies to run those things, okay? But the Google Guaranteed is much more simple, aimed at going for like local services, like contractors, plumbers, HVAC guys, things like that nature, because I may be a dumb caveman, but I can figure out how to turn on Google Guaranteed, okay? I can't figure out how to run my own ads. So that's the reason why they're putting them up top, is they're trying to get more of the local services. That's a Google initiative. They also charge a lot less for a live phone call in Google Guaranteed. Google Guaranteed is much cheaper. You can get a live phone call there for maybe 125 bucks, whereas with 33-mile radius of those others, you're gonna be paying $350 at the minimum to 900 bucks in some cases, maybe even 1,000, okay? So, but Google Guaranteed right now is underpriced. There's a lot of value there. Some people, I don't know if they just don't trust the Google Guaranteed. Some markets it works great, some it doesn't, okay? So what are the pros of the pay-per-call? You can get leads immediately. Once those ads are live, dude, you can get the phone running, okay? And I'll tell you this, a lot of you guys will pause your ads whenever you get busy. Number one, don't do that. Don't pause your ads, dude. Keep them on. Keep stabilizing the stuff until you're out of equipment. Keep it going. I know you're tired, but like, you don't know when your next job's going to be. Like, don't turn the crap off. The only time I ever turn off the ads is when you've got flash flooding. When you've got flash flooding, turn them off, okay? When you're out of gear, maybe you can turn them off, all right? But just telling you, keep that stuff turned on. Most of you guys be like, I'm tired, don't want to hear it, all right? Keep it going. Now, if you do turn it off on any given time, I'll tell you this. If you've ever had the ads paused for 5 days or a week or something, or you're out of town, whatever, you get back, the cool thing is this. When you turn them on, it is not at all uncommon that you go live and within an hour, baby, you got a call and you're out on a wet job. Like, it works that fast. So the pros, as soon as those ads are live, baby, you can get that call. Another good thing about the pay-per-call stuff, your biggest jobs you're ever gonna get are gonna come from pay-per-call stuff after hours. The biggest jobs you will get for water damage will be pay-per-call after hours. Ask me how I know. Multi-story commercial losses in the middle of the night, this is where they're gonna come from, okay? After weekends. Residential plumbers are my favorite, I love them, okay? But they're not gonna send you a leak in a 50,000 square foot building, okay? A general maintenance guy, he walked in and the sprinklers pop, bro, it is what it is, okay? So the pros, you get big commercial jobs. You can also dispute them, okay? Now the cons, they're very expensive. We already talked about that. $350 to $1,000. When I say you can dispute them, you pay a premium for these things and they typically will make a guarantee that it's gonna be a decision maker or an owner or something like that. Lola, sorry, my dog is here today. Come here, Lola. Let me introduce you to my dog. Freaking heavy, dude. This is Lola. This is my bulldog. Say hey, Lola. Oh, I brought her to work with me today. I make my content on Fridays, and she is my English bulldog, dude. She is so fat and heavy. So if you hear her in the background, that's Lola. All right. So the pros, they go live, you get ads. You can dispute them, okay? And you should dispute them if they're not good qualified. They should verify that it's going to be a wet job. You get to do an inspection. It's going to be the owner, okay? And most of those big companies will allow you to do that. But the con is, again, it is expensive. You get a lot of bogus calls, okay? There'll be web crawlers. Sometimes they'll have companies like a bot that will crawl the web and it will see a link and it'll hit it and it'll call it. And I don't know, I guess it's maybe other pay-per-call companies doing it as an attack on other pay-per-call companies. I haven't figured that out. But if you've ever answered the phone, Leads by Phone was really bad about this. This is one of the pay-per-call companies that I quit using because like it just drive you crazy. And like you would answer the phone and it would just be a robot or something like, hello, hello, and it was nobody there. And here was the problem with it. If you don't answer the phone within 3 rings or 4 rings, you get charged for that call regardless. And that's fine, okay? But like eventually you're gonna miss a call, guys. That's what's gonna happen. But I don't want to have a bunch of bots getting crawled because what'll really piss me off is when I get billed $400 and I know it was a bot, okay? So anyway, That's the other thing. You get a lot of bogus leads. If you get 10 leads, it's not uncommon to only land 3 to 4 jobs, okay? Don't let those dudes lie to you. They'll tell you that they get this big, huge, high closing ratio. That may be fine and true, but I'm just telling you, out of 10 calls, maybe 4 of them are what you're gonna land, but you should be able to dispute many of the other ones, okay? And the undesirable stuff. You go to undesirable locations, you'll get called out trailer parks in the ghetto, okay? You don't always get to do as tight targeting that you want with this pay-per-call stuff. I mean, you'll get a bunch of broke people if you're not careful. And if you live in the ghetto or you live in a trailer, I'm sorry, bud. No offense. I grew up in a trailer myself, but I don't want to come do a water job for you. All right, fair enough. We got to be able to do this to make money. So that's the downside for that. Did we use them? Absolutely we did, dude. Made a lot of money from them. You should too. Pay-per-call, I do love them. They've got pros, they got cons, and you can see them in sections 1 and 2, okay? Now let's talk about pay-per-click. Pay-per-click is going to only be right here, not up there, okay? So it's only gonna be in section 2. Examples of pay-per-click is gonna be Google Ads, just as you see here. These are typically gonna be ran by marketing agencies, okay? So there will typically be a company and, you know, whatever media, it'll be a guy, and he's gonna set up all this AdWords for you. You'll typically pay him a retainer. Every click gets billed directly on your card. I didn't put this in here. So if you guys are paying an agency like $300 or $500 to run your ads, they probably suck, okay? Here's the biggest problem I see with people doing pay-per-click. You hire somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, and they've never done restoration AdWords, so they don't know how that works. And then you don't pay enough. You're hiring somebody because they're cheap, and then you're not buying enough leads, right? And they're running crappy ads, and that's your fault for hiring them. If you're going to hire somebody, make it somebody that's good and knows what they're doing. They're going to charge anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 a month retainer for these services, usually between $1,000 and $2,000. If it's $2,000, it's $2,000. But just know this: I don't care how much you pay them, but you at least need to be spending $3,000 to $5,000 a month on clicks, just on clicks. $5,000 in clicks, okay, and then $2,000 on the dude. At least spend $7,000 a month. If you're in Nashville, $7,000 a month, that's a good budget, okay? The problem is you don't want to pay $1,500 retainer and then pay $1,500 in ads. That's just dumb. You're not getting enough, right? So that's the biggest mistake I see, all right, for whatever that's worth, all right? So what are the pros of the pay-per-click? You can get cheaper leads, right? You can get leads for as little as $30, $40 with a click. It can turn right into a phone call. And so the next thing is you can appear higher in the search results because you can set your bid higher, okay? So one of the things you could say is like, I will pay up to $150 for a click. And if that's the case, so let's say that 33-mile radius was set for $200 a click. You could say, I want to pay $300 a click, and your ad would be stacked on top of theirs, okay? So that's how the auction goes. And usually, whoever the first one is gets the clicks in most cases, all right, for whatever that's worth. If you're not first, you're last. That's kind of the one things I always said in AdWords and everything I was marketing. Me personally, I like to be in all of them. I want to be in Google Guaranteed. I want to be in Google Ads. Dude, I used to be on all of them. I'd be on Google Guaranteed, and then I would have all 3 of the AdWords spots. It was my AdWords, 2 other pay-per-call companies, and I was first on Maps. I was the only option in every situation, and that's what I like. That's called like omnipresence, okay? That's everywhere, and you can do that, but you're gonna spend a little money, but it's worth it, okay? So you can pay more per click, and you can show up there. You can't do that with 33-mile radius. It is what it is. They're gonna charge what they're gonna charge. Service Direct will let you pay more too, but anyway, those are the 2 for that. You can turn them on and off without penalty, so Google doesn't penalize you for turning them off, whereas like 33-mile radius, Service Direct, those pay-per-call companies, if you turn them on and turn them off, they may lower your score a little bit and just may not send you as many leads. I can't prove for a fact that they do that, but I think they do, okay, and I've been told that. So what are the cons of the pay-per-click? You can't dispute anything. So you can get some little joke or some little butthole to sit there and just like click on your ad and then run up your bill or whatever. That can happen. You can get like little IP blocking software, I think, to protect that stuff. We never did. It wasn't that big of a problem, but you don't get to dispute it, okay? You don't get to dispute it. You will make more money on pay-per-click, but you're gonna spend more on pay-per-click. It was Q4 19. We made like $76,000 of water mitt, okay? Water mitt, Q3, 76 grand. I spent 15, got 76 in return. That was good. My pay-per-call stuff, I only made 66, but I spent like $2,500, and that's because I was able to dispute all of those. You understand? 76, that's much more. That's more money, but I spent way more too to get those ads because I can't dispute it. When you get really good at answering the phone and you know how to dispute the calls, then you can get that number down. If you want to know that stuff, go to workwithshane.com. We got a program. I'll show you how to do it. It just flat out works. Go to workwithshane.com and I'll show you that. All right. And I also am having a 2-day event in Nashville. You can go to waterdamagebootcamp.com and learn more there. 2 days with me in Nashville. And I'll be covering all this stuff and I'll show you that as well. waterdamagebootcamp.com. Let's keep going. Did I use pay-per-click? Absolutely. Of course we did. All right. SEO. As you can see, SEO is way down here on the bottom. SEO is typically what they call organic results, backlinks, and blogs. That's that stuff way down here. So what are the pros? It's persistent. Like it doesn't turn on and doesn't turn off. That stuff, those results are there. You're not paying to get it on there, okay? Now you can't pay companies to run your SEO, which you are. That's another misnomer. SEO is not free either because you ain't doing it. You're paying somebody to get your SEO up there. So you're still paying for it. Now the difference is once you get it up there, it'll persist, right? That's why I call it persisting. But Google Maps will do that too. So anyway, we'll get it Google Maps in a minute. Cons, it's at the bottom of the page. Okay, did we use them? Yes, we had little plugins and it worked for some things. Okay, like specifically there was some bio and trauma that we did, but it was only on certain searches and certain markets. And the reason why we would get it is because there are a few keywords, guys, that nothing shows up for Google Guaranteed, nothing shows up for the ads, and nothing shows up in maps. There are some bizarre one-off outlier type queries in which the first thing at the top of the page will be SEO. And that, again, that was typically on bio and trauma that we got that. You might get it on some mold, but I think they've pretty well fixed all that now, the algorithm in Google. So again, we're talking 7-8 years ago, this is what we were doing. We stopped doing it a few years in and we turned it off. So that's the SEO, okay? Maps marketing. So this is the other section, okay? It's easy to see where it's at. It's in the map section, okay? So you've got the reviews here and you've got the map. This is kind of what I call the new SEO. You can have ads in maps. So you remember what I told you guys in other videos, Google is not your friend? Google ain't your friend, bro. It used to be SEO was all the rage. Way down here, like SEO is the best, okay? And then they started stacking maps on top of SEO. Then they started stacking AdWords on top of that. Now they got Google Guaranteed on top of that. The best thing is now at the bottom, bro. They're gonna continue doing that. Then they put Google Maps together, and now what do they got on top? They've got ads on top of the maps, and they've got Google Guaranteed on the top of the maps. But if you'll notice, one of the things that they're doing, can I go back? The Google Guaranteed is way up top. If you notice, they now have the stars and the ratings up top. Why? Because they've seen, learned, and understood that the public likes to have that 5 stars as like a rating system. And honestly, I think Google's figured that out, and all they're doing is including that so they can start having people stop clicking on the maps and start clicking on Google Guaranteed. That is what they're doing. Here's the next thing that they're doing that's underhanded is they're putting ads in the Google Maps, okay? So it's the new SEO because it's the best cheap or free stuff you can do, but now you can see they can have ads. So you can see where it says sponsored right there. When you're running Google ads and you got a Google Maps, a GMB set up, which I think most of you do anyway, there are times that they will slide your ad in the Google Maps section. Now, when we were running ads, I couldn't figure out the rhyme or reason of how they stuck it there. They did just like random auction placement. So I couldn't figure out how to make it always turn on there. But here's all I'm trying to tell you. Google ain't your friend, bro. They ain't your friend. See how sponsor's not really big letters right there. They put it right up top. They don't put it at the bottom. They put it at the top. Google ain't your friend. A lot of the maps marketing, that's what I call the new SEO. Some of the SEO agencies, they say they're doing SEO, but they're really doing maps optimization. In my view, those SEO companies aren't doing a really good job distinguishing themselves because this is kind of a new breed of marketing. If I was an SEO agency and I was doing Google Maps, I would quit calling it SEO. I would call it maps marketing. That's just a tip from me to you guys, okay? But you can run this on your own too. I think I'll have a video, if I don't already, somewhere about a deep dive on Google, My Business, and GMB. We'll do that on a different day. Again, the pros, it's organic and they're free leads. They're warmer leads because a lot of people are going to be dealing with you because you're local. They want to deal with local people. That's why they're there and there's less competition. And that's why it's really important to appear in this 3-pack here because there's only 3 options. Well, in this case, there's 4, but in most cases, they want to be in 3. The cons, it takes a while to appear here, okay? You got to get your GMB set up. It's got to get seasoned a little bit. You got to get some Google reviews. There are softwares that you can use. We've got one that we give to our clients. If you want to know more about that, go to workwithshane.com. 130 Google reviews, 96 and 20. Which one are you going to call, okay? Which one are you going to call? You're going to call the ones with the more Google reviews. So you need to get more reviews than others. You'll have to use a software to get that done, okay? So it takes a while to appear, and it's underneath the ads. Did we use them? Absolutely. We did. So if we were starting all over, what would we do? How would it work? Well, I can tell you this. The first thing I'd do is I'd go to workwithshane.com and I'd book a call. We've got a 30-day program, a 30-day test drive, and I can guarantee you we get you jobs in the very first 30 days. Guaranteed, okay? And that's only because I'm gonna show you to do this. It's pay-per-call. Pay-per-call is what I would do, because I'm just gonna help you do it, okay? I'm gonna show you which companies do, make sure you answer the phone the right way, you sign up for the right services, not the wrong services. But if I were starting all over today and I had to get a water job fast, that's what I would do. I would go do my pay-per-call stuff, okay? Now, about the other things, I would do everything by the end of year 1, okay? I would start doing all the other stuff except the SEO. Traditional SEO, I wouldn't mess with at all. But I wouldn't do Google ads out of the gate either. And you can go into my test drive and I tell you don't do that, because you got to find a marketing agency to run it. You can't run it. And you got to have good attribution to know where the lead's coming from. You got to have a good system to set it up. You can hit critical mass just from the stuff we show you in our 30-day test drive. And by the way, critical mass is defined as this: the moment at which your profit is greater than your expenses, okay? We can get you enough leads, or show you how to figure out what is next for you. I'll tell you this, guys, you turn these on, you may not be profitable because you may have a problem following directions. You may not answer the phone the right way like we tell you to. If you do, you're gonna get billed, you won't be able to dispute it. The other problem that you might have would be this: you get out there and you can't sign the job because you've got a sales problem, okay? You don't know how to sell the job properly. That could be a problem too. You might sign the job, but then they won't let you start until the adjuster looks at it. That's a leadership and sales problem. Here's what I'm telling you: you're going to have a lot of problems in your business, okay, especially getting started, but getting jobs and getting leads is the first step. You got to have a lead before you get a job, okay? And everybody has problems. It's either getting lead, getting the job, doing the job, billing it, or collecting it. Those are your 4 steps, okay, for whatever that's worth. So anyhow, hopefully that's helpful for you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, I've got 3 things for you. Number 1, if you haven't yet, click on my face below and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Okay, we put out new content each and every week. Also, if you want me to help you grow your company, go to workwithshane.com. Workwithshane.com, put in your information, we get on a call and see how we can help you grow your company. Lastly, there'll be some other videos right here. If you want to watch more content about growing your restoration company, check out one of these videos. We'll see you guys on the next one.